Hi, this is Brandon from Bulldog Rooter. I am here with David Lane, and we are doing a sewer inspection of the address 509 South Cedar Street here in Spokane, Washington. And basically what we got going on here, off to our left, kind of all over the left-hand side of the screen, we got a root intrusion here. Now to the right, where you see a bunch of kind of reddish clay-looking material, that is actually where the sewer line is collapsed at the moment. Kind of towards the middle-ish part of your screen, you can see where water is kind of maneuvering its way around the break and the blockage, and possibly maybe even underneath a little bit, it looks like, as well. But so yeah, this is just the one main problem this pipe has. We'll pull back and I'll kind of explain more of the those smaller things that it has going as well. We're at about 142 feet here. We have it located kind of off the property a little ways, but yeah. And as you can see, we are holding some water. We took a look down in the manhole down on.
That's Fifth.
So this drains all the way down to 5th Street. We did pull the man cover. We can see it draining. It's getting quite a bit of water flow, but then again, 140-foot line backed up is going to get a lot of water flow out of there. But it is technically draining. It is technically open right now. It's just really slow. So right here at about 140 feet is kind of where we're climbing out of the water a little bit. Bottom pipe is kind of off to the right-hand side of your screen. Kind of how we know that is that's where the water is always going to flow, and that's always where the light of my camera is going to be. So that would make the top of the pipe at the kind of the upper left-hand side of your screen. Right here, it's a pretty decent-sized root intrusion. Normally, if we had a line, that was open and flowing, didn't have a blockage like that or anything, or a collapse in it, we would go back and hit the spot with the jetter again. But we can't do that just because when we do cut all those roots down, essentially what they're going to do is they're going to make a root ball, and it's just going to get caught right where that water is flowing through, and then we won't have any water flow at all through the line. So that's kind of what we wanted to explain there. And the reason roots are in this line, obviously because there's a lot of trees around. Another reason is just because it is a clay tile line. See a little bit of chipping there. So clay tile was laid in 2 to 5 foot sections. As you can imagine, those sections over time, like we see here, have little separations in them. That separation is near the top of the pipe, so really the main concern for that as far as water flow goes is just root intrusions. And you can kind of see how it has some hanging under there as well. Looks like we might have another separation at the top there. Back more. Yeah, another one, real minor. Doesn't look like many roots got on there. The separations that you do have to worry about, and we'll see if we run into any in this line. I didn't see any when we pushed out, but it's where they stair step up. So basically, water has to flow over a little ridge in order to get out. As you can imagine, that's when a lot of toilet paper debris, fecal matter, food debris, that's where it's all going to kind of get caught in the line. At about 120 feet right now. Small separation there. From here on back, the pipe doesn't look terrible at all, actually. And there's a little bit of chipping, but tile will do that. As you can see, there's a little bit of a root intrusion there from a separation, it looks like a little bit. About 110 feet now, got a little bit more of a root intrusion there. A very slight one there. A lot of this pipe does look really good. Looks like little bit bigger root intrusion there. And that's kind of the thing is if we would go back and jet this line, I mean, that's a pretty decent sized root ball. The one before that was, and I think we have a couple more coming up as well. If we cut those down, you know, as they're going down the pipe, each and every one of those is going to get caught up in the line. There is the tip of our jetter right there. Looks like we have the piercer tip on there. Pull back a little bit more. Roots. A little bit of chipping on the right hand side of your screen. Looks like the bottom of the pipe has kind of shifted to the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Give you a little bit of perspective of where that is. And then very nice looking seam there. Pulling back those little. When I pull back those little white, kind of ghostly looking deals, that's actually just methane gas or sewer gas. A little bit more chipping. Really good looking seam. Really good looking seam. Looks like there may be some root debris on the left hand side. Jetter probably cleared that out. Little root intrusion. We're at about 80 feet now. You can see that one's kind of offset a little bit there to the left hand side of your screen where it's a little darker in color. It's not like that reddish tint color to it. Another little root intrusion. Perfect looking seam there. Like I said, a lot of this pipe does look to be in very good shape, other than, you know, those separations where the roots are growing. It's just that one spot where it's collapsed at about 144 feet is what's really, you know, kind of preventing the water from flowing. Toilet paper, debris, fecal matter, like I said before, is going to get caught in there for sure. I mean, you can think this is a 4-inch pipe. You know, 3/4 of that, 4/5 of that are blocked. I mean, realistically, you're not going to get very much solid waste down there. You know, watery substances are probably, actually will be fine, but pretty much no fecal matter is going to make it past that blockage. Pulling up about 60 feet now, see a little bit of the pipe start to chip. And there was one of those offsets that I was talking about where it stair steps up. Doesn't look to be a you know, a huge concern, but there is a little bit of pool of water there. Looks to be a little separated as well. You know, you could imagine that would be a little bit bigger. You could see how toilet paper debris and stuff could get stuck in there. You know, it's just got a little pool of water there. Doesn't seem to be nothing crazy. A little bit more chipping in the pipe, excuse me. It's like, okay, now that would be a large root intrusion. As you can see, you know, 60% of the pipe's blocked off. Fortunately, we can't go back after that, strictly because we do not want this to back up. You know, we want to leave them as open as we possibly can, and we're kind of at that point right now. There's another decent-looking stair step up offset. Looks like there's a little bit of root debris in there as well. A little bit of chipping going on. We're making our way up. The bottom of the pipe is now to the middle to upper left-hand corner of the screen. Little offset on the top of the pipe there. It looks like we're about shifting to the upper part of your screen now would be the bottom of the pipe. Little offset there, little chipping there. Looks like a pretty good seam there. The little offset on the top of the pipe, separation. Like I said, you know, a lot of this pipe looks really good, aside from those separations and the collapse, you know. This pipe isn't in bad condition at all. I mean, that little bit of chipping isn't much to worry about. It looks like an offset there with some roots in it. And you know, David and I would have went back in and cleaned up all these those root blockages as well. We just want to leave them as open as we possibly can for the time being, given that he has that blockage in there, that collapsed pipe, excuse me. Looks like maybe a little bit of an offset, kind of off to the left-hand corner of the pipe. Pretty clean. Again, that's our jetter hose to the left of the screen as well. Looks like we have some root debris over to the right-hand corner. Very minor chipping. Looks like we got pretty good seam there. At about 15 feet now. Maybe a little separation there with a little bit of root debris. Not a little tiny offset. Root debris. Separation there. Some root debris off to the top, almost kind of left-hand side of your screen. Again, the light's just going to tell you where the bottom of the pipe is. So we're pretty much at the bottom of the screen is the bottom of the pipe. Looks like we're transitioning into black ABS here. We're going to be going up the clean out. About 6 feet now. Let's see, coming up the clean out. And right here is the clean out at 509 South Cedar Street here in Spokane, Washington, where David Lane and Brandon Redler performed the video inspection and jetted out the line as best we could. And once again, that's Brandon and David with Bulldog Rooter. Thank you for choosing Bulldog Rooter.